I am Ro D. Rose.
This is brand new to me.
I was a local radio icon.
I didn't abide by the rules.
Thanks to haters, it came to an end.
I had to figure out my voice and my brand.
What's changed in 2 decades? I've grown up, married my college love, and interviewed real bosses from all over.
I eliminate the cell phone employee.
Grind for the net. Put in the work. Become a master. This is Network Master. Debraca Russell is author of Mastering Your Career Journey. 11 experts unveil the secrets of success. She's right here on Network Master. Debraca, thanks for taking your time out here.
Thank you for having me.
So what part of the world are you in?
I am in Tampa, Florida.
Okay. So it's getting pretty cool down there. I'm in Jacksonville. It's getting cool here. Is it getting cool down there just like you guys?
Just a tad bit, yes.
Awesome, man. So tell us a little bit about your background and where the idea for the book came from.
The idea for the book came from Orlando Haynes. It was a collaboration idea of his to have 11 different professionals from different parts of the United States, different states, to collaborate on questions that are the most common ones that most people have when they're looking to switch jobs, when they're at their job and they want to get promoted. How do you negotiate salaries, resumes? Employment is just a big gray area of what do I do next? And so his idea was to bring some clarity to it with the book. My background is management primarily, and so I've worked for 3 different Fortune 500 companies, and I've probably done at least 2,000 interviews. So if I don't know anything else, I know about an interview.
2,000 interviews.
Yes, because I was always the manager that got the interviews because sometimes they can go awry.
Okay, you said a couple things I want to follow. First one was negotiation of salary, but you said some of the interviews can go awry, so that piqued my interest. Tell us a little bit about interviews that can go awry, either from the interviewer part or the interviewee part.
Well, the interviewee can show up in the wrong attire and give the person the wrong impression of them. If you show up in flip-flops and a T-shirt, I'm probably not going to think you're serious about the position. I've also had people show up with the talking stain on their shirt, so all you can do is focus on the stain instead of listening to what they're saying.
Oh, man.
I've had interviews where people have cursed because they felt that, us rapport building, and they would just drop, a colorful word, and it would kind of take me back, and I was like, did you just say? And they were like, oh, and then they'd come up with another one, and I'm like, okay, well, if you're cursing now, you're probably going to curse at work, too.
Oh, yeah.
So,
probably going to curse out the boss, the coworker.
Oh, yeah. Give you some time. It's coming.
So when you ask them that question, do they automatically know, okay, it's all over?
Yeah. It's hard to come back from a cuss word from someone that doesn't cuss because it's very shocking.
I think I can relate to you. I don't particularly use curse words, so when somebody says that to me, it kind of takes me aback. Let's just go fairy tale land right now. You said it's hard to come back from that, but if there was one thing in the universe that they could do to come back, what would it have to be?
If someone wanted to redeem themselves and they were interviewing with me, I would just ask that they say, I'm sorry, I'm nervous, that slipped out. I'll try and choose my words better next time. Or I typically don't curse, so that they know that it was just nerves and it was a Freudian slip, instead of thinking that you're a sailor and you got a yacht outside instead of a car. So there is a comeback, but it has to be intentional, and you have to accept responsibility for what you put out there.
We're talking to Debraca Russell. She's author of Mastering Your Career Journey. 11 experts unveil the secrets to success. Visit the website now, networkmaster.live. Use those social share icons to share this with your family, friends, and network. And we do have the social media set up to be able to take questions. So while we're talking over the next few minutes, if you have a career question for Miss Debraca Russell, certified professional personal career coach, you can text or tweet that message to @networkmaster2. That's at Network Master 2. Now, Debraca, you talked about salary negotiation and employment being a big gray area. Do people really have leverage at all when it comes to working with a big company?
Oh, of course, you definitely have leverage when you're talking about your salary. The first question you want to ask is, what's the range? If you don't know what the range is, you don't know what kind of offer you just got. So I always encourage my clients to know what they're looking at, and also do your due diligence and research the company. There are different types of companies, A, B, and C. If it's a C company, they aren't making a bunch of money. They're not, one of the big boys, and they're not going to be able to pay you this enormous salary. But if they're a B company, you should be able to get a decent range for the qualifications that you bring in. But all of that ultimately ties into how well your resume is written. Your resume is written really, really well, and it highlights those skills that the employer wants. They know that they love you before you walk through the door. You just have to convince them that you're who you are on paper, in person, and then the money will come.
So the resume is a major tool in even getting considered for that higher salary. Of course, it probably makes negotiation a lot better. What are some key things that an interviewee can do and put in their resume to boost them up the ladder just that much more?
I would definitely tell you to not have a crazy resume. When I say a crazy resume, I've seen resumes with different color fonts and all of these different little symbols. The applicant tracking system doesn't like those things. It's very straightforward. And so if the employer has not added, blue, pinks, and greens, it's not going to show. Or if you're writing it in WordPad and you're sending a resume in WordPad, it's probably going to show up with all boxes and squares and circles, and so the employer won't know what that is. So you want to write it in Microsoft Word and just give it a very straightforward template. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't use, some creativity, but don't be too eccentric. When people are thinking about different resume templates, because there's 5 zillion online and everyone thinks that they can just write a resume by just, throwing up on a paper, I always encourage them not to go way too far out of their lane. So if you're someone and you know that you're bringing your resume into someone face-to-face and it doesn't have to go through a computer system, then you may have a little bit more elbow room. But if it's going through a computer system, I just would suggest that you keep it straightforward and none of the crazy stuff, because it may not transfer over.
We're talking to Debraca Russell. She's author of the book, Mastering Your Career Journey. 11 experts unveil the secrets to success. She's been unveiling many secrets so far to getting the job you want and negotiating to get the right salary. Now, Debraca, you're in the Tampa area. I like to ask this, what type of person are you? Are you more results oriented or detail oriented?
I am a little of both, and the reason why I say I'm a little of both, one, because I'm a Taurus, so we're very focused on the plan, but I would say I'm detail-oriented because in order to have a good resume, a good cover letter, a good product, you need to pay attention and research the industry. But I do have a big goal of making sure that my clients are placed in the positions that they want. So I aggressively help my clients find their jobs. So if we do the resume and I'm career coaching you, I'm going to keep, with you and say, hey, how are we doing today? I'm going to be your cheerleader, your supporter. If you need a blanket, you need a tissue, we're going to get there. Because I want to make sure that they get what they want. So with that, I've been able to, coin a 90% placement rate for resumes that I've written for people. Wow,
90% placement rate. That is actually amazing, because there was a time when the market turned south that there were people with PhDs times 2 that couldn't get a job for 3 and 4 years. What is it that makes you so good at doing that?
I would tell anyone that you have to make your resume targeted to the industry that you're in. So I see a lot of resumes that people say, oh, I just, had someone look at it, or I just left this place or that place, and you have 15 different careers on one page. To an employer, that's scary. I don't know where you're going next, because you just keep going places. Or I see resumes that have too much history on it. If you're at the age of 40, you're in a protected class. People are going to discriminate on you. So you want to scale back your years of experience. That's why most people that are in those higher positions struggle with getting a job, because their age, even though it's great, it works against them. And so I teach my clients that little trick, as well as if you're applying for a job and it says you need a master's degree and you have 3 doctorates, just stop at your master's degree. Because if you tell them about all 3 of your doctorates, now you've overshot, and the first thing they're going to say is, we can't afford this person, they're overqualified.
Wow.
So you want to make sure that your resume is targeted to the job description itself.
When you get a client in, obviously, you are able to kind of size them up. Do you make decisions more on gut instinct, or do you like to take in a committee and say, hey, what do you think about this client?
When I'm working with the client, we have that intake process, and I get a feel for them and what their expectation is. If it's something that's unrealistic to me, I'm going to tell them I can't help them. Because the one thing that I will never, ever do is overpromise and underdeliver. If I can't do it, I just can't do it. I'll find an olive branch or a referral for you, but I just can't lead people down the rabbit hole, and they don't know where they're going. That's not what I stand for.
That's probably the quote of this segment. We've been talking to Debraca Russell, author, and I've got to get the book title back out again, author of Mastering Your Career Journey, 11 Experts Unveil the Secrets to Success. She's also a certified professional career coach. Debraca, would you like to give the listeners a way to find out more information about you and or your business?
Of course. The name of my company is Agape Career Counseling Group, and that's Agape, E-G-A-P-E, careercounselinggroup.com. And my email address is agape, C as in cat, G, at yahoo.com. And they can just log on, look at my information about my education, my background, and what makes me qualified, so well qualified to do what I do, and just send me an email and we'll make those dreams happen.